Shalom Yosy ben Handel, Salazar ben Liberezel, Yaakov ben Teleim. I was called Kolam Ismail Bereim, Chazakish Baruchim, and Rachman Aleim, Lachlimam, Rapoisam, Nachzigam, Yachoisam. Yishach Lehem, Heira, Refuah, Shlem Shemaim, Chola Bereim, Chogdem, Sochshor, Choyle Yisrael. Who is that? Ashba is my Karim, and Neymar Amen.
Rabbi Philip, go ahead. Go ahead.
Continuing halachas, we started the chitza b'chamayim chamin, because the next halachas again in Daf Mem Aleph in the Perikira. So although this does not mention in halacha, meaning the Shulchan Aruch or the Ramah, but this is brought down the Magen Avram. The Magen Avram brings down the halacha of if one is allowed to wash rechitza b'mayim karim in cold water on Shabbos. So the Magen Avram brings down b'shem Maharil that says Yofa Nahagis. It says Anoshim shein toivle shaloi bezmana b'Shabbos. However, he says Mahai Taima based on this minhag poshet. It's a minhag poshet. So loy lirchos b'tzoinen. One should not wash even in cold water. Although we spoke until now that regarding bechamin, if it's bechamin, even erev, if it was prepared on erev Shabbos, that's aser. But here we're talking about even b'tzoinen. The Maril says it's aser b'taima, and the reason is the shaykh lemigzar mishum schita, because there's a gzer because of schita. Because one carries on him dalad amis mayim on him dalad amis bekarmelis, and that's mishum sheitas gufa, because swimming or even making a kli. So therefore, the Maharil paskins that it's usher even the gezerah, even lirchotz on Shabbos b'mayim karim, and that's it brings also from the Trumas Hadeshin as well. It says that's machmer b'tzoinen dafka. He says brings b'tzoinen. In the Mishnah Berurah, in Kof Sivkot and Chof Aleph, in Shimon Shin Chavav mentions, it says Koswa Poiskim, refers to we just mentioned the Maril, and that Nahagu Shalalichitz Klal Benohar, or the Mikveh, the Motzui Lovil de Schita Sar. One might come to Schita Sar, but Oid Kamatamim, that is mentioned. Ayin b'Magen Avram, he quotes the Magen Avram. Well, the Inyan Tvila, he says Ayin l'Kamei. Now then the Aruch HaShulchan, brings as follows: Simon Shin Chavav Siftes. He says, brings uminag zeh. This minag is niskabel ma'beisenu. If there's a delay, is it working?
Yep, you're okay.
Okay, sorry.
Go ahead.
It says a minag zeh niskabel ma'beisenu va'vois abeisenu mekama me'ashana. He says for hundreds of years. Va'bo lifroiz gidron shel rishonim. All of them are pirates get the yeshchen nachash. So one should not breach. He says so the Chachamim has said the Kabal Nuzeh ki Isser Chomer, as an Isser Chomer lebli lirchos ben naharos, the wash ben naharos, where he says ubamayonos b'Shabbos klal uklal. That's lashon Aruch HaShulchan. Now this is all regarding, like he says naharos. He says even mikvos. He says the lashon mikvos. However, but it's interesting that in the Shoin Halachas from Rabbi Chaim Kanievsky brings b'shem Chazanish. He brings Chazanish Simon Chavav Oizvav Shegam Miklachas. Even how about taking a shower? Our showers Miklachas Shalonu Bechlala Isser are also Bechlala Isser. However, the Igros Moshe in Archaim Dalit brings the Miklachas regarding taking a shower. Ein minig lesser kol kach borer. It's not so clear. And he says, and he brings Masha Ishavti. He says, we don't find in Sifra Rabbeinu lesser liskaleach. That means to take a shower. B'mayim karim b'Shabbos. Who emes? It's emes. The minhag shenahang iser is only b'naharos or b'mikvaos. Who rakesh nichnas l'toiche. When he enters, he submerges himself. Avaloy shenahagu lesser gam berechitza the shvichas mayim al gufoi. He says k'uvda the liskaleach, similar to taking a shower. He says that one stands under the shower. He says, Rosh Barubai. Aval Makom Makom Yadua, says the Igros Moshe, Sheruba de Insha Ma'atzman Beloy Hira Ein Miskalchem Shabbos. They do not shower on Shabbos below Yadua Me'izatam. Aval Efshe says Mechsaran Yadia. Although he says he's Mechsaran Yadia, but he does bring, he says, he brings in Simon Ayin Dalit that someone asked him if he should shower in a cold shower. He says that im ein l'skalech. The question is im ein l'skalech b'tzoinen gam. He said b'yoyim shrav, even on a very scorched hot day. He says the tshuva is v'loy tzar yesh lahachmer. If there's loy tzar, he says only when the summer's mitzvah. He says v'loy tzar yesh lahachmer af shaloi matzinu. He says v'sifra Rabbeinu minhag zeh. That's interesting that the Igros Moshe brings that if there's no tzar, one should be makbid not to take a shower. One could be makel. Similar to that, we find that Rabbi Akiva Eiger, a goy Rabbi Akiva Eiger brings the mitzvah mutter lichetz afilu gufay v'chamin shuchmu me'er Shabbos. Cold, the kill Yosy says because we find if someone's mitzvah, one is allowed to he says to wash himself even b'chamin shehuchma me'er Shabbos, which we discussed, and one should be machmer. He says you can be, if someone's mitzvah, you can be makel. Certainly, he says Rabbi Akiva Eiger that it's the tzoinen, if it's only cold water, esher b'mokim tzar alone. The Bir Halacha brings this down. He says that this in the beginning of Siman Shin Chavav, and he brings this kula of the Rabbi Akiva Eiger, and he says that it's mutter a bit mokim tsar lo hachem that you could use the mayim that was warmed up erev Shabbos, but kalvachayim shesh lokal lemitzar lichos gufoy b'mayim karim al af chumras Ashkenaz of the Maril. So we see from the Bir Halacha again, this is we're not paskening, we're just mentioning here these halachas which are mentioned from the Bir Halacha and from the Igros Moshe, which again one should be machmer. Again, b'makom tsar, b'makom yesh lahokol. This is just quoting from the Bir Halacha in the beginning of Siman Shin Chavav. Ad kam. Yashikoyach.
Thank you. Shikoyach. Thank you so much. Rabbi Henig is here. Are you there, Rabbi Henig?
Yeah, I hear you.
You're here. Okay, you can hear me speak so I can make sure you're here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So as we know, we try always to get people who have a shaykhus to the Agudah, as well as give us information about their experience with battling this magefa. So some of you may ask, how did I get Rabbi Henig? I don't want to be accused of trying to push a Chabad agenda into the Agudah. Not that anybody has ever accused me of that. However, I will try to find you a picture that took place a few months ago in Nussi Werner's house, Olav Shalom. Let me find it here for you. Let me see if I can. Let's see if I can find it here for you. And this will give us a little bit of insight into who Rabbi Henig is, what his yichus is, and I want to get into what the city is here. So you don't have to explain anything about the person in the middle, but tell me about the you, which is right over here, and who this man is over here.
So this is my grandfather, Rabbi Grossman. I'm sure everybody hear about him. And I born in Migdal Emek, and inside all Migdalo, and from when I not remember myself, one Shabbos without guest in my parents and my grandfather's house. Always my grandfather called my mother and tell her, okay, this Shabbos you have 8 people, 10 people, 20 people. And this is the house I born. And I marry to my wife. She's from Brooklyn, from New York. And 3 months after the wedding, we decided before to go to Shlichut. And 3 months after the wedding came to me Rabbi Avzin from Hong Kong. And he told me, Dovi, I hear about you a lot. And we have a place. The name of the place is called Cheng-Du in China. Is in Sichuan province. And please, if you and your wife can come there to try for 3 months to build a community. We have there already around 40, 50 Jewish people and go to see what's going on. We came there.
These are 40 or 50 Jewish people, not families.
Yeah,
40 or
50
families. Jewish people.
40, 50.
And they're Chinese or they're
No,
expats?
We don't have any
American?
Chinese Jewish people. only foreigners, Americans, Israelis, most of them Israelis. So we came to Cheng-Du, and I think in myself, maybe I have people wait for me in the cafeteria, you know, the rabbi come to the city, and nobody wait. And I ask the guys, where's the people? Is the Jewish people? Told me the Jewish people run the best bars in Cheng-Du. The
Bars isn't bar mitzvahs?
kind of, but without mitzvah. Before we came, it's to be without mitzvah. So I came there, and I see Purim in the middle of the day, you know, in a month, and I came, the guys asked me, what's going on? So I learned with my grandfather. I asked him, I came to be with you. We not need a rabbi. The rabbi is in our bris. Some of them didn't do bar mitzvah bichlal. So we came close to the youngest and all the chevre, and right away we opened shurim, and that few months we make few bar mitzvahs for people 30-year-old, 25-year-olds, and it's amazing how the people ask me how to do kiruv. And we saw if we hug the people, we care of them. Now is the time for Ahavas Yisrael, you know, Rabbi Akiva, we show them we care of them. So everybody come close to Yiddishkeit, and Baruch Hashem, now our community is come to be bigger and bigger. And we have around 400 people in our community. We have kindergarten. We have each one of the community. The guys from the community have mezuzahs, and some of them bought film. And slowly, we try our the best to be mekarevim to Avinu Shebashamayim.
How many people live in Cheng-Du? I've had some pictures up on the screen. I mean, it looks to me like, if I could close my eyes, it looks to me like Nineveh.
So we have in Cheng-Du 19 million people. Baruch Hashem. This is a big city. Is unique because first of all, the place is we have a lot of tourism in Cheng-Du. It's next to Tibet. It's a beautiful place, and also it's like a Silicon Valley of China. We have a lot of startups, so a lot of guys from high-tech coming to Cheng-Du to open a business. And Baruch Hashem, I married in the past 8 years around 35 chevra from our community, and these guys didn't think to marry Kedas Moshe Yisrael. Hashem will be a good Shliach to cover.
Losing the sound a little bit. Okay, we have a few moments. I guess we should speak about the matter at hand. So how far is it from Wuhan? I mean, I have her up here on the...
So our city is... Yeah, I'm coming closer maybe to Wi-Fi. We are 1 hour from Wuhan. And 4 months ago, the government put like flyers and send message to everyone, you need to go with mask. We had some virus going on. Nobody know it's going to be so big, you know? And so we start to go with mask, and slowly we saw a lot of ambulance in the street, and we saw something serious. It's not like something is come up for a week, 2 weeks, and gone. And then the Israeli government and also the American government send emails to all the Israelis and Americans, to all American citizens, to please go out from China because we have really bad virus, and skip out from China.
So this was a directive of the Israeli government telling, I guess, you were an Israeli citizen.
Israeli consulate and the American consulate. I'm talking about beginning of January, end of December.
When was this picture taken? I have to tell you that this is one of the most iconic pictures of this whole story. I know it appeared, I think, in Ami. When was this taken? What's the background to this picture?
If I remember well, middle of January, Yud Beis Tammuz, something, Yud Beis Teves around that time. And it's been really fast. And I remember, I need to go back in my messages and emails and to see, but it's like in 2 days, everything changed. And nobody know about it. We didn't know, like now everybody in Canada or in the United States or all over the world know a little bit about Corona. What is that? We didn't know nothing. And everything changed so fast. In the beginning, the government closed stores. And after, it's been like in 2-3 days, all Cheng-Du, and there's a busy city, shut down. And all the families from our community left, and we decided. And then the government sent us, come to us and tell us, Rabbi, you need to close the kindergarten and the school. So we closed the kindergarten and school. And right before Yitvat, then we left in Cheng-Du only around 20 people from our community, from 350, 400 people, only around 20 people. That people didn't go because they have animals, puppies and stuff like that, and all married to Chinese wives. And because that people didn't go out from China.
Any shluchim stayed behind?
Rabbi Shimon Freundlich from Beijing stayed, but after he left a month ago. And also Rabbi Shalom Gilbert from Shanghai is still there.
Have you heard from him, how he's doing, how he's faring?
Sure. Yeah. Also, with that people stay now in Cheng-Du, I contact every one of them every day, and I send them food, and I try how much I can to help them. And I talked with Rabbi Greenberg before Shabbos. In China now the matzav is a lot better. People already, everything open. It's like didn't happen. Some people go with mask, but it's not must to lo chayav, not to go with a mask now. But the problem is now China is closed. Don't let nobody from outside to come in. So we're waiting. We're waiting to go to Yerushalayim, to Mashiach before that.
When this hit, I saw a quote from you. I think I could find it here in Ami, and this really piqued my curiosity because it reminded me of something that happened, what people would say back in Russia. You said the Chinese government has been doing an amazing job to stop the spread of the virus. And I'm not saying this because I want to be nice. I'm saying it because it's the truth. Chengdu is a city of 17 million people and is a 1-hour flight from Wuhan, which is currently the epicenter of the virus outbreak. Doctors have been going around to every home in the city every single day to check every single person for fever and other signs of the virus. Even private healthcare in the United States doesn't get this service.
So this is something amazing I saw about the government in China. We got phone calls every day, and also not only me, everyone, and
everyone
now,
meaning every foreigner or every Chinese citizen.
Everyone in China. It's not matter if you're a Chinese citizen or you're a foreigner, and you got messages and update all the time, and also doctors, like one doctor and a police officer came every day to check the fever for each family. And one day my kids fell asleep. Tell me I'm not going for me until I check the fever also to your kids. And by the way, this is one of we pray a lot. One of the reasons we go out from China, because we say, sometimes kids have fever with nothing, not connect to the corona. We are afraid if one of our kids or us have fever, we take us right away to Chinese hospital, and we don't know what's going to be there. But how China hold it and control that, this is amazing. I never saw. I'm not sure if other country can do that.
the citizens, I guess, follow along. Whatever the government or the police tell them to do, they do. Was there social distancing? I mean,
Sure.
there's no room to move in China. It seems to me everybody lives in close quarters.
No, but Chengdu is a big city. From side to side, it takes you a 3 hours drive. It's not a small city. And when the corona started in the United States, I tell you, I'd be afraid about the corona. Not afraid, I believe in Hashem. But I daven more. Because, first of all, the government don't say nothing in the beginning, afraid to say what to do.
This is the Chinese government. You mean the Chinese
I'm talking
government?
about American, United States. And people continue to gather together, and in China we saw how it works. If people listening and not and everybody need to be in his house and not gather together and chulu, and this is how we can fight with that sickness. And sure, we need to say a lot to him.
What's your plan for future about returning? I know there's a picture I saw. I don't know how recent that is, but from COL Live about you meeting with Rabbi Kotlarski about returning. I think I had it somewhere. What's the plan for the future?
We any day to China to be open and come back and to continue our shlichut. And let's see what's going to be. We're waiting now we don't have any news from China. Now everything closed down. But if tomorrow Cheng-Du, China open again, and we are the next flight to go back. We're the last flight to go out and the first flight to go back.
Okay, and I guess all the shluchim go with you at that time. You're in Crown Heights
share
now,
with you a quick story.
Yes.
Yeah, I say what I saw. First of all, everything is Ashgacha Pratis, and this is, I'm saying Yiddish, the Mensch terach, the Eibishter lacht. So we plan, and now come Corona, come other thing. I tell you quick, a nice story. What's happened a year ago? A year ago, I have a new child, Baruch Hashem. Her name is Menachem Mendel, and we make a bris, the first bris in Cheng-Du. And my grandfather, Rabbi Grossman, I invite him to be the Sandik. And he came to Cheng-Du to be the Sandik. Friday night, around 300 people in our Chabad house. We make a big Shalom Zocher, like a big dish. And we praying. And we, my grandfather sit with the Chaver and tell him Vatiris and we sing. And the door of the Chabad house open. And we saw a backpacker come in the Chabad house with a huge bag, bag, and fine. It happened every Yom Tov, also in Yom Kippur, we have people like that coming in the middle of davening, and I point them to the room. I have a small room to put their bag and the coat and everything, and come to sit with us. And he came inside, and he saw my grandfather, and he started to cry like a baby. My grandfather came to him and gave him a big hug, and he talked to him. And then my grandfather, the fakal shulchan, and tell guys, you need to listen to that story. A name for the guy, for the traveler, backpacker, his name is Ido Ettinger, and he's traveling after the army, traveling in China, and his thing to travel is only with the itch, to make it excited, not normal. Every day open them up and decide I'm going to go to that village and take each, tramp him from till he come to that place. That morning, in a finger, yeah.
It sounds to me like the Baal Shem Tov on Motzei Shabbos. Let the horses run.
Exactly. Alexi, go.
Yeah.
And he's this morning, Friday morning, wake up early, and he decided to go to some villages, let's say 200 kilometers from the place he be. And he took a hitch and some, how must I say it, a truck took him to that village. Tell him, okay, I'm going to the same place. I can take you. And in the middle of the way, the China government closed that route, the highway, because we make משנים, משפצים.
Yeah,
We
the
make new road.
construction.
So to go back and to go to the other highway, it can take like around 4 hours. So the truck driver told to Ido, tell him, I'm sorry, I'm going back to the city. I'm not already going to that village. So if you want, you can come back with me to the city. Ido is Israeli. After the army, tell him, no, let me go out now. I'm already going to find my way. So he go out and he go down and he start to walk, and you see people walking in the alakvish in the street. And he walk, and then it start to raining really bad, and he don't know what to do. In the middle of the highway in China, nobody around, only some walkers in the highway. And what I'm going to do? So you remember, you have some lechaim, a bit of whiskey in his backpack, and he took it out and drink a little bit lechaim, and is fine to his mind. Follow Barosh. 9 years ago, he learned in Blumenfeld, in a school in Yerushalayim. It's not a religious school, Blumenfeld called. And one day, all the school gathered together, and tell him the principal, tell him we have a special Rabbi Grossman, and he come to speak with you guys. So my grandfather came to speak to the kids, and he not remember what Rabbi Grossman what he say, but remember what the song, what he sing with them. And his song is be מה שהיה, עיקר להתחיל מההתחלה, מה שהיה. And in the middle of that highway, heavy rain, and Ido start to sing, מה שהיה, עיקר להתחיל מההתחלה. What is a B, now we need to continue. And here somebody beeping. The Menel Avodah, I say, the guy is supervisor, take care of all the workers there. He's know English, and tell her, hello, you crazy? What are you dancing in the street here? What are you doing? So he told him all this story. He told him, come. I take, where you from? Tell him, I'm from Israel. I'm okay, I know a place for Jewish people, you can come. I can take you there. So he took him to Cheng-Du. He's 1 hour from there, and middle of the night, and he opened the door, and in China, in Cheng-Du, who sees more in front of his eyes? Rabbi Grossman. 2 hours ago, he's in the street. Remember the song what Rabbi Grossman teaching? Now he's now Baruch Hashem. Until now, Baruch Hashem, we learn together, and Baruch Hashem, Yido Hayom is Shem Shabbos, and put film. It changed all life. What we see with that, everything is Ashkoch Potis. Everything, we think the corona can knock out? No.
Rabbi Henig, every time I meet you, is the third time I'm speaking to you, and you continue to inspire. If anybody has any questions, Yosy, you have any questions?
I'm speechless. Masha haya.
Yeah.
Wow.
What could we do over here to copy what they did in China to stop the corona?
Again?
What did China do to end the corona that we could do over here?
First of all, I think it's not only China government, also this is the Chinese, the nation. People listening. If the government say don't go out, people don't go out. And this is the more we need to go with mask. We need to wash our hands really well when we're coming inside the house. Every time we go out, we need to wash the hand well. And asbara,
The explanation.
Communication.
The
or
explanation, the
communication.
Chinese will
Communication.
explain to everyone in voice messages, like automatic voice messages and big flyers. Guys, don't go out. Stay in your house, and we going to be over that. And this is what we need to do. And we need to use how much we can. And I'm sure soon we're going to go back to our shuls. And by the way, we need to be mechazik about the talking shuls. I think this is I'm also talking with my community about it. From now on, we need to come back to the shuls, and we need to respect the shul to accept it back.
Wow. Okay. What is does your grandfather say something about it? Did he whisper something to you, wife, what we should learn from it?
מה שהיה, היה, העיקר להתחיל מההתחלה. What we can
Very
say,
good.
what we daven, and sure, we not understand. We understand, we not the Rambam, שנדע שלא נדע. And we need to daven for Hashem, to everything be over, and all the cholim be misrape. And we need to...
I'll ask you a final question before the Rav is going to give you a bracha. How is Crown Heights right now?
Tell you the truth, I know what Baruch Hashem now. First of all, I'm not in Crown Heights. What way when I saw people not listening in Brooklyn, in New York, so I called my friend Penny Rand, and he gave me house in the country. So we are already in the country 2 months without any people around us. But what I hear from my friends, Baruch Hashem, in Crown Heights, is a lot better. And we don't have any new people, cholim, and we need to daven about the cholim now in the hospitals to be misrapid.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure.
You know, in Toronto, we're an established community, and Baruch Hashem, the community's coming together to help people. In China, the Jewish community is much smaller, and if people have their businesses closed or have been closed for a while, how do they find themselves? How do they get help to survive with businesses closed without a source of parnasa?
This is ask a good question. This is what I every night, every day I talk with a lot of people in my community. Now people came mamish to pas lechem, and I try to help them to get them alvoy, but the matzav is really bad. The people lost the parnasa totally. You know, after people work to build that for 4 years, for 5 years, it's not a good situation for a lot of people.
So the community does need help.
Yeah.
Is the Chinese government helping? They're giving subsidies?
So far, the Chinese government say we plan to recover the corona after the corona to help the people, but no, China didn't give out now the plan. The Chinese government say we're going to help you, but so far nobody gets
Bis zu der Kretschmer darf man auch über Nalachayim.
Yeah.
Okay, Yosy Koyach, thank you, Rabbi Henig. It's been very interesting, very heartsick to listen to. Nice to see you again. And Mirza Hashem, we should see you again and have a l'chaim as well.
In Yerushalayim.
I met your grandfather 40 years ago in Detroit, and you know what he did is unbelievable. What he did in Migdalai. Baruch Hashem, I see you following his way. You know, you come to a community, you mamish build it up, and Rabbi Shahab, that should be zeicha to fulfill your shlichus over there. And I see you're doing it. And the Rabbi Shahab, you're the shluchim from the Rebbe and all over. Rabbi Shahab, there should be zeicha to have nachas from your children, to be able to go back there, gesundheit, and continue. You know, if it's a Torah and Chassidus and everything. And together we should be as a girl from Her B'Yameinu. You shouldn't have to go.
Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Her B'Yameinu.
Amen.
Amen. The Rov have any contact with the Rebbe?
With what?
With the Lubavitcher Rebbe. Did the
I
Rebbe
used
ever have
With
to do with the
the
Rebbe?
Rebbe?
Heights. I used to go to Farbrengen the year that his mother passed away. I went every Shabbos to the Farbrengen. And when by my mitzvah, I got a bottle from the Rebbe. And I had an uncle, you know, the Silvers in Crown Heights. I don't know if you know Abraham Silver. Silver was there. And my father was very close. My father was a Samarkand during the war. They became close with a lot of Bavitchers. And my father, he went to the Rebbe. There's a picture of him going to the Rebbe. Yeah. One of the big tzaddikim the dar.
Shliach Rabbi Henig, Shliach everybody for tuning in. The broadcast was sponsored by David Zolti, Leilu Nishmas' father, Reb Moshe Reb Chaim Zolti. Please tune in on Tuesday for Pasternak and hopefully Levitt. Wednesday afternoon is the Rov's Shir for ladies. And then Thursday we'll have Tehillim and Tachnunim, and Rabbi Engel will come. And then please join me on Friday at 4 o'clock. Sounds like Shabbos. My sons have Chaim and check your schedule. Daf Yomi starts in a few minutes. Thank you, Rabbi Henig. Thank you for tolerating this. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Everybody unmute. Give a shkoyach to Rabbi Henig.
Akiva for
This is taking place in Toronto.
No, he's somewhere. I'll find out where he is.
The people on board.
Shkoyach. Thank you very much. Thank you.